TikTok account you're seeing on screen belongs to a man who lives far from the city, in a quiet, secluded area surrounded by woods and open land. One night, his dog started acting strange. Sensing something wasn't right, he took out his phone and started recording. Here's what he captured.
I don't know if you can see this. This is really weird. Domino, what is that? What the hell is that? Hey! Hey everyone, so a few of you have asked me about an update regarding the video from the other night and the weird creature person thing I saw over here. Me and my dog Domino were sitting on the porch and he ran out to the corner of the yard, which is not unusual. He'll do that with a rabbit or a deer or whatever. We live out in the middle of nowhere. He's not much of a barking dog, so he went to the edge of his fence barrier. He's on a wireless fence and just stared. I looked over and I saw it from behind that swing set out of the woods. Walked over behind that truck, or to that truck, and went behind it into the woods. I don't know what it was. It was brownish red in person. We have a street light, so I figured it'd pick up better. Apologize for the quality. Apparently zooming in at night will make any phone's quality potato quality, but I haven't seen it since, and hopefully I won't, but I still don't know if it was a person or a thing. Whatever it was big, and it was in my yard, and I don't like that.
In the distance, a dark figure can be seen moving. It's hard to tell what or who it is. The man claims he had no idea anyone was nearby. And considering the isolation of the area, that makes it even more unsettling, and the dog's reaction only adds to the mystery. So was this something from the woods or something from beyond? Would you live in a place like this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. The TikTok account you're seeing on screen belongs to Melody, someone we've been following for quite some time now. She never used to post anything out of the ordinary until recently. It all started after her uncle's funeral. Since then, strange things have been happening inside her home, things she can't quite explain.
Every night at 3:11 a.m., that light, the staircase light, flickers. Okay, it started happening a few nights ago, after my uncle's funeral. So on the first night, I told myself this is grief. On the second night, unscrewed the bulb. Third night, it flickered anyway. So I decided to say, if you're still here, blink twice. It did. Now, I want to believe coincidence, but I kind of also want it to happen again, because I miss him, and my cat does too, and things just haven't really been the same, and it's just like, this is probably fake.
At first, it was just the lights in her house that would flicker every night, and always at the same exact time. But then, one of her followers pointed out something odd, something that was hiding in plain sight.
Warning, if you scare easy, this shit made my stomach drop. So once again, I could have gone my whole life without y'all telling me there's something behind me. In every single one of my videos is the one where I get flowers, no note. I thought that's what the TikTok was about, but apparently there is someone or something standing behind me in the doorway. I decided I'm going to screen record myself screenshotting the doorway, playing around with the settings. This is what I found.
That's when things really started to take a darker turn. Melody began hearing knocking sounds at her front door late at night, but every time she looked, there was no one. And it didn't stop there.
Okay, so I posted a TikTok of Mike. Oh my god, someone's... I think I'm tripping because I have my front door open. It's locked. She's locked. But I could have swore. I could have swore I saw someone like peeking through. Like face up against. Just so you can see what it looks like. You can see. Someone was like, fuck, that scared the fucking shit out of me. But I want to leave it open in case I need to scream. I have neighbors that can hear me. Now I can't even like sit here comfortably because I just keep staring. It looks a lot brighter on camera actually. It's so much darker in person. So whenever I go to sleep, I close my door. When I wake up, it's wide open all the time. I wanted to show y'all something, so here's the door. I close my door because safety, and I fall asleep, I wake up, it's open. Sometimes when I'm in my room doing stuff, it opens. People are like, record on both sides. Someone's opening the door. I'm going to record on both sides. Oh shoot, let me start recording. On this phone, I will be recording from the inside. I'm gonna walk out, right? And then... Okay, it's okay. We're gonna walk on out here. That's the TV. If you hear a TV, that's the TV downstairs. Oh, she's closed. Watch it not open. Why am I whispering? I'll fast forward this so you guys don't have to. Did you see someone? I don't know. Well.
The door to her bedroom began opening by itself. She wanted to prove she wasn't imagining it, so she set up a camera inside the room. And just like she said, the door opens on its own. Right before the door opens, a cluster of orbs appear right in front of the camera, then vanish the second she walks in. And in one of her most recent uploads, it happens again, when she stepped outside to bring her cat back in.
McLovin, get down. What are you doing up there? McLovin. Where'd he go? McLovin? What are you doing? Bro. McLovin. Get down. What the fuck is that noise? What the fuck was that? McLovin. McLovin. McLovin, come here. McLovin. Shit. McLovin. McLovin. Dude.
So what exactly is going on inside Melody's home? Is it the spirit of her uncle, trying to reach out from the other side? Or could it be something else entirely? Some believe it's all a setup, while others think it might be something far more sinister. What do you think? Share your opinion with us down in the comments. This next video was sent to us by one of our viewers through email. Unfortunately, they didn't provide much context, and the original source of the footage is unknown. But what you're about to see is definitely not something you'd call normal. A man woke up in his bedroom and noticed something strange happening right in front of him, so he grabbed his phone and started recording. Here's what he captured. You can see the drawer opening and closing on its own. Since we don't have much information and no confirmed source, we can't say if the house has a history of paranormal activity or if something else is going on here entirely. But what do you think? And if you've seen this video before or know where it came from, share any details you have in the comments. Before we head on to the next video, we have an important message. If you got videos or stories to share related to the paranormal, then do send them to us on this email. The account you're seeing on screen belongs to a woman from Sydney, Australia. Her name is Hannah, and until recently her content was mostly about moving into her new home and adjusting to life with her family. But one day, she posted something strange. She has a 3-year-old daughter, and ever since they moved in, her daughter has been talking about an imaginary friend, which on its own isn't unusual, and many kids have them. But something about this one felt off.
So earlier this year we moved into a deceased estate, and since then my 3-year-old daughter has developed an imaginary friend. And the way that she talks about this imaginary friend is not the way you would imagine a 3-year-old girl to be talking about someone that has been made up in her mind. He's not like a wizard, he's not riding a unicorn. His name is Joe, and he sounds like the most standard middle-aged man I've ever heard of. The way she talks about him is that he lives here as well, he likes working on his car, he has 2 children, which I know about the family that we bought this from, that they did have 2 children. And she said he wears a red shirt and black gardening gloves. And our house is on a massive bush block. So if you lived here, you would need to be a gardener, or you would need to be doing gardening a lot of your time. And just the things that she says about him has me a little bit freaked out. That she says that he lives here, but he's also spent a lot of time in hospital. She also mainly interacts with him downstairs, which is where I am now, which is kind of like the very messy, very, very messy, but it's kind of like the original creepy section of the house. So I don't know what to do with this information. And she's 3. Like, this is the first time she's ever had an imaginary friend, and you'd think it would be like a fairy unicorn or something, but it's not. It's the most standard middle-aged man, and he sounds like a real dude. And I now think that I have to go back through births, deaths, and marriages and figure out what the name of the guy was that lived here, because if his name is Joe, I'll tell you right fucking now, we're moving out. I will not be living here anymore. In saying that though, if he is willing to give me free childcare, then he can stay.
At first, Hannah didn't think much of it, but the way her daughter spoke about this friend made her uneasy. The details were too vivid, too specific, and unlike most kids who imagine playful creatures or fantasy characters, her daughter described someone entirely different. That's when viewers started commenting and urging Hannah to speak with the neighbors, Maybe they knew something about the house or the land it was built on. And what she learned was chilling.
Okay, I've spoken to the neighbours and I have an update on this saga with my daughter's imaginary friend. And it's not looking good for me trying to convince myself that Joe is not real. So the neighbours told me that they've lived in their house for 18 years. The father of the family that lived here died before they moved in, so they couldn't confirm whether his name was Joe or not, but they were very intrigued about the story because they're into like spirits as well, I think. So they want me to keep them updated on all my research. But what they could tell me was the name of the woman who lived here, the mother. So she died in her 90s, and that's when we bought it after she passed away. They told me that from what they know from speaking with her about the house, that they were gardeners. They planted like a lot of the trees and everything out the backyard. I call it our little rainforest, and apparently the mother and father of this family planted all of that. So when my daughter was saying that her imaginary friend is a gardener and wears gardening gloves, could be right. They were also saying that they had 2 kids, which my daughter told me her imaginary friend Joe has 2 children. The other interesting thing they were telling me about was that apparently the house it must have been up on stilts or something, because this area, I'm downstairs now and the house is kind of like on a slope, and apparently this area used to be the driveway and the garage. So when my daughter interacts with this imaginary friend, it's usually down here, downstairs, which I now have learned used to be the garage. And she was telling me that Joe likes to work on his cars. But now I've got the name of the woman. So they didn't know the name of the dad, but they did know the name of the mum. So I've got her first name, and I also have the last name from the sale contract of the children. I'm assuming it would be the same last name. So I think I now have enough to go on births, deaths, and marriages and see what I can figure out with her first and last name and see if I can link some things together. So I'm going to do that, and I will keep you updated if I can figure out if this guy's name was in fact Joe.
Everything her daughter had described was real. Things no 3-year-old could have possibly known, and it all matched the story of someone who used to live and work on the property. To get answers, Hannah decided to visit the old workshop at the back of the house, hoping to find answers. And here's what she captured.
Okay. So, here we are. I am going to turn a light on because this is a bit creepy. Okay, there we go, that's better. Alright, so this is the workshop that the man who used to live here built himself. I'm not quite sure. It's like a handle of some sort. Okay, they're called locks for doors, I guess. This is his too, but it feels pretty empty, but it's kind of like whatever it is feels rusted. Oh shit. Sorry, I just got a massive gust of wind from that hole. I'm going to put the camera in there and I'm not going to look at the screen. So I don't quite know what I think that... Oh my god, I'm so freaked out right now. This is like that episode of a horror movie where like you put your hand in something and it just gets like grabbed by something else and ripped off. But yeah, I just got like a massive gust of cold wind came out of that hole and blasted me in the face. But this is, I'm pretty sure this is like ventilation for under the house, so maybe that's normal. There is also this section there, but I'm pretty sure it's just tiles. Let me have a look. Yeah, there's like tiles and building stuff everywhere here. Yeah, nothing in there. Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened, but it just turned my video off. Like I wasn't even touching it and it just shut down the video. Thing that I've found so far with any names on it, but I will keep looking. Oh, what the fuck was that? Okay, I'm hearing noises now, so I'm gonna get out. Goodbye.
At first, it looked like any old abandoned workshop, dusty, empty, and silent. But as she explored, she felt a sudden sharp burst of cold air coming through a hole in the wall. After a while, her phone stopped recording for no reason. Right before she left, a strange sound echoed through the room which scared her. Some of her viewers claimed the tools moved on their own, and that's what made the noise. But it didn't end there.
It's Joe's birthday. It's just downstairs.
It's Joe's birthday downstairs.
Yeah. That's Joe's birthday. It's like flowers. Did you like the flower?
He likes
little
flowers.
flowers and big flowers.
Joe likes flowers.
And he likes it. He likes that with the flowers and he said.
Oh, does he make silly jokes?
Yeah.
Do you know what Joe's last name is?
Joe.
His last name is Joe?
Yeah.
Is that? Does he have a different name?
Yeah. He has a different name called E-N-R-N-P, and he passes that weather than that picture.
Hannah asked her daughter about her imaginary friend, Joe. She asked her about his last name, and shockingly, her daughter spelled it nearly perfectly. That moment sent chills through Hannah and her audience. During the clip, some viewers noticed a shadow passing behind a door in the background. While some thought it was connected to the situation, Hannah later clarified that it was just her husband. In one of her most recent uploads, Hannah says things are getting more intense.
I'm feeling a little bit creeped out, like mainly because it moved, but also because of the timing of it. So last night I was sitting here on this couch, which is right next to the window. There's a tissue box there for a reason, I will tell you later. So we were sitting here and I've told my kids that they can't jump on this couch because it's next to the window. The glass is particularly thin, I think, because they're older windows, and also there's like quite a big drop, if you can see. So there's a rule that they can't jump on this couch. So I was sitting here last night, my husband was sitting across from me, and my son was just standing to the side. And he had started jumping on it and then got off, and I started talking to him about the importance of not jumping on this couch because it's so dangerous. And I had a tissue box sitting up here. You can see that there's like a gap between there and the window. Anyhow, so we were sitting here, nobody's moving. I was saying to him, we don't jump on the couch, and I was listing out the reasons, like the glass is thin, there's a big drop, blah, blah, blah. At the end, as soon as I said, so that's why we don't jump on this couch, the tissue box moved by itself and flew from here and smacked into the window and then dropped down. And we all just went really quiet. And my husband, who's like more skeptical about these things, he was like, what the fuck was that? And we just kind of like looked at the tissue box, and then Eli, my son, started laughing. And I was like, what the hell was that? So it's the first time I've noticed anything move here on its own. And what like worries me a bit is like the timing of it. It was literally me saying, that's why we don't play near the window. And then it goes straight into the window. So I don't really know what to make of that. If it's like there's a ghost here that's trying to like reiterate my point, or if it's some kind of like threat. I don't know.
So with everything you've just seen and heard, what do you think is really happening? Is her daughter seeing something no one else can? Have you ever experienced anything like this? Let us know in the comments. The TikTok account you're seeing on screen belongs to a man named Joe. He usually posts everyday content, nothing even close to paranormal. But some time ago, he shared a short clip that caught a lot of attention. It was recorded late at night by his Ring camera, set up outside his home. Joe believes it may have captured something not of this world. Watch closely. If you look carefully, there's a faint translucent figure crossing the street from one side to the other. He couldn't explain what the camera had picked up. And honestly, it's hard to say for sure. Was it a trick of the light? A glitch in the focus? Or did Joe's camera really capture something beyond our understanding? Let me know what you think in the comments. The TikTok account you're seeing on screen belongs to a woman from France and has been featured on our channel before. She's been documenting a series of strange and unsettling encounters, most of which seem to happen inside her child's bedroom. Incidents like this have been happening in her house for quite some time, but recently she uploaded a video that left her entire audience shaken. As usual, objects start to move on their own. But then, as the camera turns toward the window, something unexpected happens. In the reflection, you can clearly see a tall, dark figure standing silently behind her. This was the first time she ever caught anything like this on camera. She was left terrified and quickly leaves the room. Some are convinced this is real, that her house is genuinely haunted. Others think it might just be a very clever setup. So what do you think? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. This next video was shared on Reddit by the user you see on screen. The footage comes from a home security camera set up just outside their house. Late one night, the camera recorded something strange, something that doesn't quite make sense. A thick mist can be seen drifting across. Some viewers compared it to the Dementors from the Harry Potter movies. Some say it could be a spirit. Others think it might just be a trick of light. But what do you think? Did the camera capture something from beyond? Or is there a more grounded explanation? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. If you got videos or stories to share related to the paranormal, then do send them to us on this email.